Morning folks, Kevin here. Well, it's October 20th, 2018. We've had some rainy days, some real windy days. The wind's calmed down here a bit. They'll be kicking up here bit by bit. But I wanted to share a couple of things about the Central Garden. I'll try and make a couple of videos on the successes, the failures, and the unexpected surprises from some of our various garden techniques that we've tried this year. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was our tomato cages. Now yesterday I came through and I removed all the tomato cages from this row right over here over my shoulder. And I'll post a link to the video that we made creating the tomato cages out of the concrete reinforcing mesh, the rolls of it. I'll be making another video about that pretty soon, hopefully, because I'm going to be modifying the technique some. But one of the things that was really an amazing change that we made, now we've always had challenges with our tomato cages with the high winds that we get here once we get loaded with tomatoes. Now we've already harvested all of the good tomatoes, but we grow so many of them that they get really top heavy. And even these rebar reinforced tomato cages we've had in the past where some of them just fall over, and that's a real hassle because they're still growing and it creates a mess in the aisles. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. But I'll try and show you what we did was we added one more piece of 1/2-inch rebar, and I basically hooked every cage to 2 rebar, and every rebar is hooked to 2 cages. And we no longer, as I mentioned before when we created this weed mat, laying this weed mat down in the Central Garden, which was a raving success, we no longer burn holes in the weed mats for this garden. And I'll talk about future plans as well in another video. But one of the things with using the edge technique, in other words, laying 2 pieces of weed fabric up next to each other, right where the plants are coming out of the ground, that's where we have the drip tape, and that's where we put the transplants in, and that's also where we put the rebar. So no longer am I running the rebar through the fabric as well. So I think that we might get a longer lifespan out of our weed mats as a result of using these techniques. And it's also much easier to clean up. You can see I removed all the tomatoes there, and this gets really messy when I'm removing the tomatoes or we're harvesting the tomatoes, especially after windstorms when we get dozens upon dozens of tomatoes falling off and getting mashed as a result of hitting the ground as well. So I'll try and shoot a little bit of GoPro footage showing the up close to the way that the tomato cages are secured with the type of reusable wire ties that we use, and I'll try and find a link and put in a link below in the description to it, an Amazon link. And we really like those because most of these we've used for 3 seasons now. And they really secure the plants very well. And I'm reusing them now, create another video where I'm using these, but it's really windy in the area that we're using them right now. We've really had a tremendous yield on our tomatoes, and we've made some decisions about what tomato varieties we're going to grow in the future as a result of growing so many heirlooms as well this year. But that'll be in another video coming up. So here comes some GoPro footage.